So in the last class, we had started with the with understanding about different costs of production for input of goods. So in that we had already studied about few of them. Now we should be continuing with the next concept. So next we are starting with real costs and actual costs. So let us try to understand what is real cost and what is actual cost. Real costs are more or less social and psychological in nature and non-quantifiable in money terms. Since real costs do not cause any outflow of cash or increase in the liabilities, accountants do not consider these costs as such. But decision making cannot ignore them. The modern concept of compensation packages is strongly driven by the real cost component of total cost. Besides nominal salary, employers try to compensate for leisure, social and family needs. So some of the costs are more or less social and psychological in nature. That is, the employees who are working in your organization need certain different aspects also. So companies provide these offers to them, in which they are called as compensation packages. That is, besides their salary, they give them some leisure, social or family needs if they have any needs, such as providing them shelters to stay, small shelters in their company to stay, or some organizations even produce certain parties, that is on New Year's, on Diwali, the company gives certain types of such social leisures to their employees, so that they are more and more motivated and they also feel good when the employer or when the organization does so much for them. Now next we have actual cost. It is an actual amount paid or incurred as opposed to estimated cost or standard cost. In contracting, actual cost amount includes direct labor, direct material and other direct charges. So what do you mean by actual cost? Actual cost is actual amount paid or incurred as opposed to estimated cost or standard cost. So sometimes we pay a little extra amount on the actual cost. We consider the cost as 2 rupees, but while we are getting it, we get it for 2.5 or 3 rupees. So these things generally create a little bit problem. So we consider actual cost, that is the amount paid or incurred on certain estimated products which we wanted. Now next we have opportunity cost or alternative cost. There is no difficulty in recording the cost of inputs actually purchased at the market prices, such as the cost of labor, cost of raw material, fuel, power, etc. But the problem arises in imputing cost to cell-phone inputs, such as the services of owner, manager, the cell phone funds invested in the business and the cell phone premises in which the firm is located. These implicit costs are calculated on the basis of their opportunity cost. Opportunity cost refers to what an input could earn in its best alternative job. So next is we have opportunity cost or alternative cost. Now what do you mean by this? So that when we are into a market, sometimes the self-owned inputs or invested in the business. So if we have self-owned premises, so these all costs automatically get included in our profits. So opportunity cost refers to what an input could earn in its next best alternative job. So suppose if I have a big area around my house, and if I am producing a good, so I can start another production of some other goods also, because I am having empty space. So this is called as opportunity cost or alternative cost. Example, when the owner chooses to work as manager of his own firm, he has to forego the next best alternative, which is to take work as manager in someone else's firm. While imputing salary for his services as owner manager, we must consider the opportunity cost by him of earning an annual income of rupees 30,000 as a manager elsewhere. Hence, the opportunity cost as my owner manager of his own firm will be equal to rupees 30,000, which he could have earned in the next best alternative job. While imputing opportunity cost, care must be taken to consider earnings not in any alternative job, but the next job, best alternative job under the same conditions. The calculation of opportunity costs of all factors in the production process is immensely important for sound decision making. It ensures that all the resources are employed in their efficient uses. So, if a person suppose is working as a manager in his own company or for his own firm, in that case, he has to see to it that he will not be getting an salary from another alternative job if he could have worked for some other person. So, this is called as opportunity cost or alternative cost. Now next we have after this incremental or marginal cost. Incremental costs are defined as the change in the overall cost that results in a particular decision being made. Incremental costs may include both fixed and variable costs. In short, period incremental cost will consist of variable costs. Costs of additional labor, additional power, raw materials, fuel, etc., which is the result of a new decision being taken by the firm. A new decision may involve the purchase of additional capital assets, and hence incremental costs may consist of fixed costs also. Incremental cost may also be the result of increase in the output level, or it may simply be due to use of new technologies to produce the same level of output. Generally, of course, incremental costs are the results of a decision to expand the output with the help of the existing plant and equipment, or to expand the capacity of the firm by installing more machines or big machines. So earlier in India we have been seeing that what people do is people generally use the cost hand power was used more, and then additional power was used and it was being made, the finished products were being made. But now we see that there are machineries available for every product for being for making the output or the finished product. So what we come to know that machines help to produce more products, but there are some disadvantages too. That if there is no electricity or if there is no power, in that case there will be zero production. But every day if we see that increasing in the machinery shall lead to lower level of other costs, that is the cost of salary shall reduce because the number of people working with us shall also reduce, and having machinery, big machineries will help in increasing the output. So the increase in the output will also help to expand the business, and also will help in maximizing the profit of the firm. Now let us understand about marginal cost. Now what do you mean by marginal cost? Marginal costs are the change in the total cost for one unit changes in the output level. In other words, marginal costs are the cost of producing an additional or extra unit of output. Suppose the cost of producing 100 units of the output is rupees 1000, and the cost of producing 101 unit of the output is rupees 1011. Then the marginal cost is 11. Now we see this example. The total cost of producing 100 units is 1000. Then the firm decides to produce extra 50 units, which takes the total cost of 150 to rupees 1600. The incremental cost of rupees 600 and the marginal cost is 600 divided by 50, which is rupees 12. It is of course assumed that the firm can expand its output in bulk quantity by 50 units at a time. This incremental costs are the aggregate change in the cost. As a result of the decision of the firm, incremental cost helps in estimating marginal cost. Marginal cost is found out by a ratio change in total cost due to one unit change in output and unit change in input, where C is increase in total cost due to a unit change in output, and X is a unit change in output. In calculating incremental precaution must be taken to include only those costs that change as a result of the decision. Some costs or the costs which are already incurred and which do not change as a result of the decision should be included as allocated overheads. Thus, the cost of plant, already erected machines and equipment already installed and lying idle having no positive opportunity cost must not be included while taking new decision in calculating incremental cost. Otherwise, the decision would be wrong and or inferior. So, how do we calculate marginal cost? Firstly, for calculating marginal cost, we see that for producing one extra unit, what is the cost? So, for the cost of producing 100 units was 1000, and for producing 101 unit, the cost increased by 11 rupees. So now the marginal cost is rupees 11 because that was an increase in cost. Now let us see the total cost of producing 100 units is 1000. So if we produce extra 50 units, which takes a cost of 150 units is 1600. So if we divide 600 by 50, we get an answer of 12. So it is assumed that bulk quantity by 50 units at a time can help in expanding the output. But the incremental cost, that is the cost which increase, can be found by dividing the total cost divided by the unit change in the output cost. So in this way we can calculate the marginal cost of total cost unit of each unit. Now next we have the decision maker must ensure that incremental costs are calculated on the basis of relevant costs only, and all relevant costs, some costs, historical costs, costs of fixed factors having no positive opportunity costs are to be excluded. This is very important. The main objective of the incremental cost is to enable a firm to find out whether a proposed decision will be profitable or not. For this purpose, the firm should calculate incremental revenue change in total revenue resulting from the new decision, and then compare it to the new decision to find it out whether the new decision will be profitable or not. Obviously, if aggregate incremental revenue is greater than incremental cost, the profits of the firm will increase or loss, if any, will decrease. Incremental costs are important particularly in taking output decisions in the short period. So, when a person is taking decision, he has to consider all the relevant costs and all the irrelevant costs, that is sunk cost or historical cost. And he has to also have a proper knowledge about the fixed factors which are going to be included, and those costs are to be which are to be excluded. The opportunity cost has to be excluded, and this is the very main objective of incremental cost, that the firm is able to find out whether such business will be profitable or not. So for this purpose, they should calculate the incremental revenue, that is total change in total revenue. Then resulting from new decisions, and then compare with the new decision to find out whether the new decision will be profitable or not. So if the aggregate incremental revenue is greater than the incremental cost, then the profits of the firm will increase or loss, if any, will decrease. So incremental costs are important particularly in taking output decisions in short period. So these are the certain costs which we have studied. Now next we shall be studying about the accounting concept of costs and economic concept of cost, that is explicit cost. Explicit costs are the costs incurred by the firm. These costs refer to the money payments made for the use of raw materials, payment to the labor employed, money costs of power, fuel, rental for the use of the land, interest on loans taken, etc. These are the payments made for the contractual obligations and are recorded in the books of account. Accountants traditionally include only actual expenditure in cost. That is, for tax purposes, the accountant's definition of cost includes only explicit cost. So, explicit costs are those costs which are incurred by the firm and which can be for which the money payment is made, such as use of raw material, payment of labor employed for the purpose of getting the work done, then cost of power, fuel, rental for the use of the land, and interest on loans taken, etc. So these are the payments made for the contractual obligations and are recorded in the books of accounts. So as we have seen earlier that certain costs are recorded, certain costs are not recorded. Now we have seen about explicit cost. Explicit cost, that is the things which are taxable. Accounts traditionally include actual expenditure, that is for tax purposes. We use these only and only for tax purposes. Now next we have the implicit costs. Now what are they? However, in economic sense, there are other costs which must be taken into account while calculating profits. There are other services for which no contractual payments are made. That is, no actual expenditure is incurred. These are the costs of the self-employed and the self-owned resources of the firm. These costs are called implicit costs. The examples of such costs are opportunity cost of the owner's services, say as the manager of the firm, opportunity cost of the land belonging to the owner of the firm, and normal return equal to the market rate of the interest on the owner's capital invested in the business. So implicit costs are costs which are other than the explicit cost, so which must be taken into consideration while accounting, and in which certain things are no contractual payments are made, that is expenditure is not incurred, but these costs are self-employed and self-owned resources. These costs are called implicit costs. So examples are opportunity cost of the owner's services. Suppose if a manager is working for the firm, his own firm, so he has to calculate the cost. Then normal return equal to the market rate of the interest on the owner's own capital invested in the business. So these are implicit costs. These implicit costs are not included by the accountant of the firm in its accounting statements. However, these costs are considered relevant by the economists while calculating the economic profits of the firm. There is only one implicit cost that appears in the profit and loss account, and that is depreciation charges, which appear in the accounting process in addition to the explicit cost. However, other implicit wages for the owner's own services as manager, the rent for self-owned land, interest on owner's land, own funds invested in their business are not included in the accounting process. It is necessary to include both explicit and implicit costs to arrive at the economic profits. So there is only implicit cost that appears in the profit and loss account, and that depreciation charges which appears in the accounting process in addition to explicit cost. However, certain implicit costs, that is wages for owner's own services as manager, then rent for self-owned land, interest on owner's own funds invested in the business are not included in the accounting process. It is necessary to include both costs to arrive at economic profits. Now, after this, let us understand about the next topic, which is opportunity cost and accounting cost. So, opportunity cost, economic cost, and accounting cost. In economics, cost includes explicit and implicit cost. Explicit costs are the actual output of pocket expenditures of the firm to purchase or hire the inputs if it requires in production. These expenditures include the wages to hire labor, interest on borrowed capital, rent on land and buildings, and the expenditures on raw materials. Accountants traditionally include only actual expenditures that in cost. That is, for tax purposes, the accountant's definition of cost includes only explicit cost. So what are explicit costs? Explicit costs are actually out of pocket expenditure of the firm for purchase or hire the inputs that it requires in production. Then rent on land buildings, interest on borrowed capital, expenditures on wages to hire labor, and expenditures on raw materials. So accountants traditionally include only actual expenditures for tax purposes. Now next we shall be considering about implicit cost. Implicit cost refers to the value of the inputs owned and used by the firm in its own production processes. The value of these owned inputs must be imputed or estimated from what these inputs could earn in their best alternative use. Implicit costs include the maximum wages that the entrepreneur could earn in working for someone else in a higher similar capacity, say as the manager of another firm, and the highest return that the firm could obtain from investing in capital elsewhere and renting out its land and other input costs to others. So while calculating implicit cost, we have to see that if we rent our land, how much shall be the profit which we shall be getting for that land. Then if a person worked as a manager, how much salary he shall be paid for his work in every month. Then we shall also consider that if capital is invested in someone's business, how much return we shall get for that. So these all implicit costs also need to be considered in our business for the purpose of growing our business. The inputs owned and used by the firm in its own production process are not free to the firm, even though the firm can use them without any actual or explicit expenditure. Economists always include both explicit and implicit costs and opportunity costs. So this is how opportunity cost or economic cost and accounting cost in the economics are considered while calculating for the purpose of business. Now let us understand about opportunity cost from the next class. So with this, I hope you have understood whatever we have learned. From the next lecture, I will be teaching you opportunity cost.